I used to wake up and straight away I'd scroll on my phone, smoke a cigarette, or chug down an energy drink. It's no wonder I felt so anxious and low all the time. Over time I started to realize that how you start your morning has the power to shape the rest of your day. Because the truth is, if you start your day off in a negative way, that will set off a chain reaction for the decisions and emotions that will follow. And so in this video I'm going to show you 5 simple shifts that I made in the morning time that helped me to feel more in control, improve my mood, and reset my mental health. And so the first shift I made was to create a consistent wake up time. And the reason why this is so important is because when you set your alarm for the same time every morning and get up no matter what, you start to train your body into a consistent rhythm. Over time, this helps to bring your sleep pattern back into balance. Whereas when you wake up at different times every day, your body doesn't really know when it's supposed to be awake and when it's supposed to be asleep, and so this leaves you feeling groggy and tired. And when you feel more groggy or tired, that's going to impact all of your daily decisions. And so now, because you're tired, your willpower is limited and you're more likely to give in to your distractions or lose focus. You're also more likely to reach for those quick and convenient foods because you just don't have the energy to cook anything. And so you're already setting yourself up for a bad day before you've even gotten out of bed. And so you want to make it a non-negotiable that no matter what, you will get up at the same time every day. You might feel a bit tired of getting up early for a few days, but then your body will naturally adjust. And so then this is going to give you more steady energy throughout the day. Also, if you do struggle with sleep, this will actually help that too, because when you wake up at the same time every day, your body now naturally starts to feel tired earlier at night, and so you'll find it much easier to fall asleep at night time and you get back into those good sleeping habits. Now the second shift is to keep your phone at a distance, because here's the thing, how you start the day and what you consume first thing in the morning is going to shape your mental state for the entire day. And so if the first thing you do is pick up your phone, well, you're immediately letting something in the external world control your mindset before you've even had any control over it. For example, maybe you immediately start seeing social media and you start seeing a group of friends that are hanging out and you feel left out. Or maybe you start seeing messages and work emails and immediately you're thinking of all of these things that you need to do. And so you immediately go into reaction mode, which is not the best way to start your day. And so instead, you want to create space to disconnect from the outside world. Just taking a little bit of time in the morning before you let the busyness of life, before you let the responsibilities and the stress of life get to you, just take this time in the morning to disconnect from the outside world. If you can control what you consume first thing in the morning, then you can completely change the way you feel and think for the rest of the day. And so my key tip for this one is to charge your phone across the room. Like, do not charge your phone beside your bed or on your bedside table. Because the minute the alarm goes off, what do? You either press snooze or you pick it up and you start scrolling through social media. And so you just want to create a bit of a barrier. Put it across the room from you so that you cannot grab it. You have to actually get up and go get it. Don't allow yourself to start the day in reaction mode, but instead give yourself a little bit of space to ease into the day. Now the third shift is to get out of bed immediately. And here's why. Your decisions are like dominoes. Every decision you make leads into the next decision. And so, of course, if you start the day pressing snooze or you start the day scrolling on social media, you're just setting yourself up for a day of lousiness. A day of making poor decisions because you feel less motivated. Oh, I can't be bothered to do that, or I'm tired. And you get stuck in this kind of low state of being. And so staying in bed keeps you in a passive and reactive state. The longer you stay in bed, the longer you keep delaying the day. And this is when you start thinking to yourself. Your mind starts wandering. You're thinking about stress. You're checking notifications. Maybe you're thinking about problems. And so the best thing to do is literally get up immediately, because this now creates momentum and action early on. And the reason this is so important is because you need to teach your brain to act instead of negotiate. Trust me, my brain loves negotiating with me. If I was to sit there in bed, I would probably be like, oh, but I'm so tired today. Oh, but I've got this to do and I don't want to do it. And the only reason that takes over is because you're allowing for a conversation to happen. You're allowing for your mind to have a conversation. And so you don't want to do that. You literally, the minute your alarm goes off, get up. Start taking action on a simple task. It could be that you just get in the shower. It could be that you go downstairs and you make yourself a coffee. It could be that you stand outside for 5 minutes or start making breakfast. When you take action as soon as you wake up, this makes you feel more in control of the day, and it builds momentum early on, right? Remember the dominoes. If that first domino is a positive action, the rest of the dominoes are also going to fall in the same way. Don't let your mind negotiate, but instead get up and do something. Shift number 4 is movement. And this is because your mental state is heavily influenced by your physical state. And so if you wake up feeling sluggish or low energy, or you're a little bit tired and you immediately just stay still, or you just lie around, or you lie in bed, or you lie on the couch, your mind usually follows that same state. And now you're more likely to feel unmotivated or more stuck in your head, or you're more likely to overthink about things. And so the fastest way to shift your mood and shift your energy levels is to just move. And this can be anything: a walk, strength session, yoga, running. But when you just move your body, something shifts, because now the blood circulation is flowing through your body. Your breathing changes, your focus becomes clearer, your alertness goes up, and your mood often follows with it. And this is why movement is so powerful. Don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with a whole science lesson, but I just want to quickly show you that when you move your body, your brain starts releasing chemicals such as serotonin and endorphins. Serotonin helps to regulate your mood, while endorphins help to reduce stress and create that feeling of relief or positivity after doing some movement. Not only that, but movement also releases dopamine in your brain, which is heavily linked to your reward and motivation system. And so this means you will naturally feel more driven, focused, and energized after moving your body. And you're more likely to want to take action on other things. You'll have more motivation for studying. You'll have more motivation to cook. You'll have more motivation to do the good habits. Plus, it also reduces cortisol, which is the hormone associated with stress and anxiety. And so that's 4 positive chemicals that movement helps you with: serotonin, endorphins, dopamine, and it reduces your stress hormones. Basically, movement floods your brain with feel-good chemicals. And so if you start your day flooding your brain with these feel-good chemicals, of course that is going to have a domino effect on everything else in your day. I remember I used to work an office job in Manchester. It was a 9-to-5 job. And I just think office jobs are probably full of depressed and anxious people, and they don't even realize how crap they feel because that's their new state of normal. And every day I would get up at 6 a.m. and I would ride my bike to the gym at 7 a.m. and I would do a workout. Sometimes it was a run, sometimes just strength training. Then I would sit in the sauna for a bit, take a shower, and then by the time I entered work, I honestly felt like there was electricity pumping through my body. I felt like doing a karate kick to kick the office door down, and I was just ready. I was just pumped to start the day. But I had to contain myself because obviously most people aren't a morning person. I had to contain my energy because most people were just they'd have their phone in front of them, they'd have this coffee or this energy drink, and they would just look like this. They would be like a zombie, literally. You can see and feel their energy. It's so low. It's just everything is just slow and nothing is functioning. And I honestly just wanted to put all my energy and feel good chemicals in a little bottle and shake it over them, because I was if you felt this good, you would not go back. You would not go back to your old habits and your old ways if you truly felt good, because you would see how much of a low quality state you're living in. And so when you start the day off with negative habits, you're more likely to make negative decisions. You're distracted, you're unfocused, you eat low quality foods, you can't think clearly. But when you start the day off with movement and you flood your brain with feel good chemicals, you naturally feel more motivated. Now you've got that dopamine, now you want to study, now you can think clearly, you have mental focus, you have mental clarity. Now you're more likely to pick good, healthier options. And so stop thinking about exercise as a way to just burn calories, lose weight, or it has to do with fitness. And instead, start thinking about it as a way to shift your mental state. The fastest way to shift your mental state is through your physical state. And it's going to flood you with feel-good chemicals, and you are going to feel on fire. Now, the fifth shift I made in the morning times was mindfulness, because if we're being honest, the biggest thing holding most people back isn't their circumstances, but it's their own mind. If we're being really honest, it's our reaction to our stresses on our daily life. A lot of times it's not actually the circumstance. Now, of course, we're all in different circumstances, and maybe you're going through a hard time, maybe you had a breakup, maybe you lost your job. Those things are totally valid. But even then, a lot of our stress and our suffering comes from our own reaction in our minds, our own thoughts about things, our own emotions, our own perspectives. And so when most people wake up, they immediately start thinking about problems. They start worrying about things that they need to do. They start thinking about their to-do list. Oh my God, I've got this to do today. Oh my God, I've got to send that email. Oh my God, I've got to do this. They start thinking about the future. Oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens? And they start thinking about their responsibilities. And so you're already starting the day now with like a heavy burden on your back. It's like you're already starting the day feeling all of this external pressure and causing anxiety and stress to rise inside of you. And so once again, this leads you to start the day in reaction mode, where you're reacting to all of the thoughts inside of your head instead of choosing how you want to start the day. And so mindfulness can help you to interrupt that automatic cycle, because what it teaches you to do is practice observing your thoughts instead of reacting to them. So you see that the thought is there, but you witness it as a thought and not something that you have to identify with. So for example, let's say you wake up and you have the thought, I'm behind in life. And now this is creating stress and panic and overthinking. Well, when you practice mindfulness and you learn to pause, what you do is you create a small gap between the thought and your reaction. And so this isn't about trying to stop the thoughts from coming. It's okay if the thoughts are there, but it's about practicing not letting them pull you in all of these different directions. And so you can start practicing this by just doing around 5 minutes of meditation every day. It doesn't have to be that long. It doesn't need to be 20 minutes. And if 5 minutes feels too long, then just start with 2. Meditation is all about increasing your self-awareness and becoming the observer, becoming the witness of your thoughts instead of the person who is constantly being dragged around by them. And if you don't know where to start, don't worry. Here are 2 free apps that I highly recommend, Medito and Insight Timer, and they have a variation of meditations you can choose from, and you can set the timer for what feels right to you. And so I would suggest following the routine that I've outlined here. A lot of people in the morning try and do meditation in bed, but they just end up falling back asleep. And so instead, you want to get up at your consistent wake up time. You don't want to go and reach on your phone, but you get up immediately, you go do something, maybe a little bit of movement, get the feel-good chemicals flowing, get your body moving, you start to wake up naturally, then you have a shower and you sit down and ground your mind for the day and do 5 minutes of meditation. And so these are the 5 shifts which I think are the recipe to having a good day. And when you stack those good days together, you have a good week, you have a good month, you have a good year, you end up having a good life, all because of the decisions that you made in the morning. I hope this video helped you in some way. Thank you for watching. All the best.